it's Hannah here from Truly Being Online Yoga Studio, and welcome to your practice. Today we've got some chair yoga. Grab yourself a sturdy chair with no armrests. I've chosen to pop it onto a yoga mat. There is elements that might end up pushing our mat a little bit to the side, so I'd probably do the same thing if I were you today. So pop your shoes off. You can always wear socks, but let's go ahead and plant the feet really firmly onto the ground there. For now, I'm not actually leaning back into the support of the chair, but I do have a nice support all the way along the back of those thighs. At this point, I invite you to bring hands into heart space, close down the eyes, and let's take a pause of gratitude. Gratitude for this moment that you've carved out to stretch, breathe, nourish body, mind, and soul today. Perhaps in this moment, you could think of something that you feel thankful for. And when you're ready, blinking open those eyes, lowering the arms down. We're going to reach the arms up and take the gaze up. Inhale. And then float those arms like big wings down. Exhale. Next time we do that, we're going to add a curve of the spine. So we're going to lift the arms up, maybe arc open a little bit through heart, and then push back through the thoracic mid-back, and then round, dropping the head. Let's do that again, exaggerating a little arching of the spine, lifting the heart, and then you're rotating the pelvis, seeing if you can tuck sit bones under as you drop down. Lift yourself back up again, inhale. Then this time bring the thumbs through heart space, exhale. We're going to bring the arms out wide, inhale. And then as you exhale, right arm over the top of the left, trying to bring your hands on your shoulders. Inhale, lift the elbows, arc, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, undo the bind of the arms, tilt your weight forward so you feel your firmness of feet and thighs switch on as you reach the arms back. This time, it'll be your right arm over the top of the left. Left arm over the top of the right. Sorry, opposite side. Lift the elbows, inhale. And then exhale, opening up. See if you can just keep exchanging the crisscross of the arms. I've gone for a mirror opposite and I've completely muddled myself from that first round. What did I do? And then slowly lean forwards, push the weight forward so your heart is extending forwards as you lean the arms back. Crisscross the arms, opposite side this time. Lift the elbows. And then heart dipping down, opening up through the arms. That was our last one. This time, you're going to slowly lower your hands down towards the thighs and just lift the heels and lower the heels. Today's practice, you might have already guessed it, is going to be quite a lot of heart opening to begin with here. And then we'll get a little bit juicy in the hips as well, of course. So from here, we're going to add on to that bind of the arms. If you can, bring your feet a little bit closer together. I'm actually going to shuffle a bit further forwards. So lean forwards, shuffle forwards, walk the feet forwards. Now, if you can, you'll stay forwards on your chair. If you need more support, you'll just shuffle back. I'm going to bring my feet a bit closer together, and then we're going to loop our left leg over the top of the right. Now, for some of us, that's it, and we'll stay here. If you can, maybe you try to squeeze everything into center. If you can, and you can do what I'm doing, you can see if you can bind the legs. I'm trying to keep the bottom foot sort of turned forwards and the knees kind of turned forwards. Now you might come back into the holding on to the shoulders here. So you're going to have your right arm over the top of the left. And then maybe you'll end up just slowly sort of bowing. And I'm seeing if I can concave in here. So drawing the belly in and rounding through the back body. Now, some of you might actually do that differently with the arms. Maybe you'll take a bind, right arm over the left, maybe the back of the hands together, or you're trying to bring the palms together. And then inhale, let's lift. And then exhale, bow. We're going to pause on this one. Let the head be heavy. If you've got the bind, let the hands fall away from the forehead and the head. 2 more breaths. And then you're going to slowly lift up, unravel the bind. You're going to turn towards your right side. So it's an open twist here. Pause, breathe. And I'm sort of using a hand or an arm through the back of the chair and then a hand on the leg there. And then when you come to open, you're going to undo that bind, bringing yourself into what's known as open eagle legs. It's like a figure of 4 shape. You could stay facing forwards or you add a twist. So I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair here and add a twist as well. You could stay forward focused. And then from here, slowly go ahead and release. I'm going to keep the legs or the feet to the ground. And then you're going to use your right hand to reach over to the left leg. Inhale, reaching that right arm up. And then exhale, lean away. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to lean. Take the gaze wherever it feels okay. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to lean. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to rise up. Feet can be quite nice and wide here. And if it's possible, you'll lean self forwards on the thighs or allow yourself to literally bow forwards. Let the head be heavy. The shoulders relax as much as they can. You might even turn the head or nod it here. Another breath. And then slowly rolling up by pressing into the feet, rolling, heel and toe the feet closer together. All right, so this time right leg on top of the left. I'm going to bring my feet all the way together. Right leg on top of the left, and then maybe you can just hug everything to the center. Maybe you can go ahead and wrap the leg around. And then bring the arms forward. It's your left arm over the top of the right this time, maybe taking hold of the shoulders, maybe taking a bind. We're going to take a little lift, inhale. And we're holding this one as you bow forwards. See if you can concave in through the front of the body, round through the back of the body. Head can get heavy maybe. Got to squeeze through the thighs there to hold yourself in place as you lean forwards. 2 more breaths. And then slowly lift up, undo the bind, and you're twisting towards your left side. Using your hands to help guide you into that twist. And then slowly release the twist and undo the bind of the legs. Turn it into a figure of 4. I just walked the bottom foot a bit wider. I find that that's much more supportive now. And then we twist the other way. So using hand on knee, hand on chair. And then again, slowly releasing both feet to the ground, good hip width. Left hand takes the right leg, inhale, right hand up and over, and then exhale, drop down. You want to really press into those feet and thighs. Inhale, lift up, exhale. Try to keep the sit bones grounded on the chair. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. Let's go for our forward fold. I'm going to walk my feet wider. Maybe you lean forwards. your elbows on the thighs, let your head drop. If you feel like you can, you'll bow. I just shimmied my hips a little bit further back on my chair so I felt really supported, but not too far that I can't forward fold with the knees wide. Just seeing if I can drape myself forwards between the legs. Last breath. And then slowly roll up. So from here, we're going to bring the feet closer together, lean forwards to stand. I'm going to come to one side. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We're going to see if we can take a Sphinx pose using the chair. I suggest you watch first and then give it a go. And you could do this kneeling, so I'll go through two options. So what I'm going to try to do here is bring my hands onto the chair. I'm going to start to walk the feet back. Now, I want to keep my arms really strong here. I also want to know that my core and my glutes and thighs are going to switch on. So I'm going to see if I can start to lean the hips forwards, and I'm going to let the hips collapse here and then start to lift through the heart. So just as you transition through, it's quite strong through the core and those thighs, and then once you're here, it's just super strong through the arms. See if you could play with this for 3, for 2, shoulders pressing down, for 1, and then loads of core again, a little bit of glute thigh work, lean the hips back, and perhaps you can go for a bow. We're going to add on here, and we're going to change that to kneeling. And by the way, kneeling does not mean easier. So just see how you go with it. Slowly go ahead and drop the knees down towards the ground. Now, the closer you are, potentially it is going to be a little bit more obtainable. The further your knees are away, the more intense your core needs to be switching on. So for now, I'm just going to stay where I am, quite close-ish, and I'm going to press down into the hands, roll shoulders back, lots of core, and I'm trying to avoid doing what I just did there. I want to push the hips forwards as well. So scoop the tailbone under and forwards, sit bones under and forwards, pubic bone towards the navel. So you want to keep that little scoop action. So not this. We want to push lightly. So there's a light squeeze of the glutes. You could have toes tucked or untucked. And then push your hips back. If you want to, you could head back to a child's pose. Or you could try that again. Maybe you're trying it with the knees further back. This is going to be more intense, so do what you can. Lovely little scoop down of the tailbone, engaging of the core. Maybe this is enough, or maybe you feel like you can go a bit further. If you're not breathing, you've gone too far into it. So keep breathing. 2, nearly there. A little light squeeze of glutes. 1, whew. And then settle. So I'm going to settle the hips back. Because I'm quite far back, it's easy enough for me to outstretch the arms on the chair. If you're closer, it might be a bit harder to do what I'm doing at this moment. Last breath. And then slowly roll up. Going to step 1 foot forwards, then come to stand. Last little bit of just opening through the hips. So one hand goes to the back of the chair. The leg that's closest to that hand on the back of the chair, you're going to step that up. Grab hold of the front of the chair and hop the foot that's on the ground further back until you feel like you're okay. We can lift the back heel, but actually I'm going to see if I can ground it a little bit and lift it just for a few moments. Get a little mobility through that heel. And then at some point you'll just find a place you want to pause. Maybe the heel's lifted or grounded. I've brought both hands now to the chair inside of that foot, and then I'm trying to lean the hips forwards. If you feel like you've got a bit more room, you could drop down towards the forearms if you have space as well on that chair. So the knee that's bent here, I'm trying to push it towards the back of my chair as well. For 3, can you be strong through the leg that's on the earth? For 2, for 1, and then we're going to slowly lift our way back up. Grab hold of the chair, front and back. Lift a little bit through the hips as you attempt to push the hips back. Don't worry about that leg that's on the chair being perfectly straight. You might even give a little wiggle of the hips, the toes. And then when we're ready to come up, I'm going to hop my back foot in a bit closer. So I'm going to do a little hop until I feel comfortable to remove the foot on the chair. Then we'll swap it over to the other side. So taking hold of the back edge of the chair, same leg, back edge of the chair, comes on up. Grab hold of the chair, hop around with the foot that's on the floor. For now, I'm doing a little lift and lower and just seeing how that ankle on the ground feels. Nearly there now. And then finding a place that you want to pause. I'm going to push my foot a little bit further away. The foot that's on the chair, push it to the back edge. Maybe hands to the inside. That could be it where you stay, letting the hips try to drop. If you feel like you do have space, maybe dropping down to the forearms, trying to widen the knee that's bent on the chair to the back edge of the chair. Just our last few breaths here. Last breath. You want to lift yourself back up, take hold of the back edge of the chair, and then lean the hips back. Don't worry about that leg on the chair being straight. You might be a whole lot closer here with the foot on the ground. Just do what you can. Perhaps a little wiggle out through the hips, through that foot that's on the chair there. And then when we're ready to come up, lean the weight forwards, bend the leg that's on the chair, hop the back foot up so you feel supported to lift up and remove the foot. We're going to come on down to sit. Just like we started our practice today, this time shuffling all the way to the back. If you want to, you could even lean yourself back into the chair. And again, maybe hands pull into heart space. You could also leave them on the thighs if you wanted to. Feel the spreading of weight across the feet. Maybe you feel a little warmth or beat of the heart here, connection of hands and heart. Breathe into that heart space. Sending that powerful message of gratitude to yourself. Thank you so much for joining today's practice. See you again soon. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like To The Being free and accessible to all.